Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest 8-second gaming, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying Season 16 as much as I am. Right now, I'm absolutely loving it. I've been grinding a bunch that week, and in this playtime, I have figured out the 3 best weapon combos that you guys are going to be wanting to abuse, so we're going to be breaking it down. But just quickly, if you guys are here, then you are clearly interested in getting better at Apex, and that's the case, then you need to check out the Game Leap website. Over there, we have the best guides you could ever hope to look for in terms of getting better at Apex. We have legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews, all made from top level players that will make you better at the game. So if you guys really want to improve, click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, let's talk weapon combos. And I do want to start off by saying that right now the weapons are in a pretty balanced state. Each one of these combos you will be able to use on each of the different rotating maps and still be very confident with them. Some people were asking about the previous content that we've done in Season 16 if they were good for every single map. So I just want to get this out of the way and tell you guys that these 3 weapon combos will work. And we're going to be breaking one down for each role on the team. So we're going to be talking about the entry fragger, the secondary fragger, and support. So let's kick things off with the entry fragger. Now for the entry fragger, because you want to be super quick into the fight, get a lot of damage out quickly, be able to go out and heal up, you want to have that fast in and out fighty kind of scrappy playstyle. And for that, you're going to want to pick up the Wingman and the R99. With the Wingman, it's always just that solid go-to gun for people that want to have the stray speed and up close fights and still be very dominant in different ranges. The Wingman has always been a staple weapon in Apex for a very good reason. No matter if you're in long range, medium range, close range, the Wingman can still get the job done and do it well. And if you have a skull piercer on that and you're hitting headshots, that thing does so much damage. Now I will give you guys a little bit of a warning if you haven't used the Wingman in a while or haven't really touched it at all because you're new to Apex, you're just checking out Season 16. It is a high risk, high reward weapon. You have to be hitting those headshots every now and then in order for it to actually out DPS weapons. And because it is a high damage single fire weapon, you have to be hitting shots. You cannot miss 1 or 2 because it's very unforgiving. With other weapons like shotguns or spray weapons, you can afford to miss a couple bullets and you can still come out on top, but the Wingman isn't really like that. And that's why you want to pair it with another strong weapon for those up close situations, and that's why I'm talking about the R99 next. Now the R9 did get a really good buff at the start of the season. It received 1 more damage per bullet, and some people didn't think that was a huge increase, but honestly it made the R99 really good again. The R9 now does the same amount of damage that it did when it was in the care package. A care package level gun on ground loot, it's just that good. It is kind of starting to feel like it did in previous seasons where it was just an absolute machine, and it's honestly a really good pickup right now. In close range, you can absolutely fry someone, and it really has that good one-clip potential back onto the weapon now. If you can't find an R99 or light mag, but you can find a heavy mag, well then maybe check out the CAR because they are pretty interchangeable right now, but the R9 is probably my choice right now. Now that's going to be our solid up close entry fragger weapon combo, but now let's talk about the secondary fragger. And these people, like the name suggests, are the second into the fight. They are the ones that want to back up the entry fragger, so they need to have multiple different ranges that they're good at, but still be very solid in up close fights. And for these guys, I'm going to be recommending the Nemesis and a shotgun. Now the Nemesis is stupidly broken. It is the brand new weapon that just came out this season, and the devs did go on record saying that they wanted it to dethrone the R301 and the Flatline as the go-to AR, and it's done that. The time to kill on this gun when it's fully ramped up is just absolutely insane, and if you are actually able to get those shots out while it's ramped up, you're going to be ripping through people and making it such an easy fight for your entry fragger and really taking a lot of pressure off of them. With this weapon, a good secondary fragger can take so much pressure off of their team, open up so many different opportunities, and just be absolutely ripping through people. It shreds armor, it shreds health, it's just that good of an AR right now. It kind of feels like old 301, and the recoil is actually really easy to control. All you got to do is pull down a little bit as you're shooting and you're going to be hitting bursts no matter really the distance. The Nemesis is super strong right now. Honestly, you should have at least one of these on your team when you're running ranked because it's that good. But when you're pairing the Nemesis up, you want to be running a shotgun because the Nemesis does chew through ammo, and shotguns don't really need to have a bunch of ammo. They just need 1 stack and they're good. So they take up less space and you can carry more ammo for your energy weapon. But now some people might be wondering, which shotgun should I be running? And well, honestly, it doesn't really matter. All of the shotguns are in such a good state right now. I was kind of hoping that we'd move out of a shotgun meta in Apex because we've been in one for almost as long as I can remember, but they've made the shotguns even stronger this season. They gave them all buffs with their pellet size increases, and honestly, they all just feel amazing. If you're more of an up close, get in their face, scrappy kind of person, that's your playstyle, then the Eva is probably the option for you because it is really good in those situations. But if you're more of a peek, do high damage, peek back behind cover, peek out again, do more high damage, then the Mastiff or the PK is your go-to option. Those are almost interchangeable, so it's just whatever you feel more comfortable on. I personally like the Mastiff a little bit more, but I understand that some people like the PK more. But honestly, you want to run a shotgun with this because, like I said, the Nemesis chews through ammo, the shotguns don't, and it gives you a really solid backup when you get into those close quarter fights. The Nemesis is good in medium and long range, and then the shotgun gives you close range, so you are a solid go-to secondary fragger with this combo. And the last combo that we got to talk about is for the support players out there. Now, the meta right now is more of a get into your face, scrappy fighting kind of meta, so supports don't really have as much options as they used to. Before, a support could run literally almost anything they wanted to and be fine because you can match the playstyles with your teammates. But right now you do typically find yourself in more up close situations with a little bit of poking every now and then. So for the support players, I'm going to be recommending the G7 Scout and the Mozambique. Now hear me out on this one. Starting off with the G7 Scout, it's a very solid marksman rifle, and marksman rifles are really good on every single map. Every single map has those good sight lines where marksman rifles can absolutely abuse people, especially if they're at range. But the marksman rifles do outclass the sniper rifles in one aspect of the game, and that's when you start to get into the closer medium range fights. The marksman rifles, like the Scout, can still absolutely fry somebody in that range. With a sniper, you're getting a little bit out of its comfort zone and you're really hoping to hit a very high damage headshot at that case. But the Scout is now back on floor loot, it's out of the crafter, you can find it as you're out and about and you don't have to waste the craft materials on it. So it's a lot more desirable and it's a really good weapon. As supports, you can be laying down a lot of cover fire for your team and it doesn't really matter the distance that you're fighting from because Scouts can be just absolutely abusive in just different ranges. But now the second weapon that you want to have in this combo is the Mozambique because hammer points are back in the game and this gun is actually just super slept on by a lot of people. Hammer points do so much damage when your opponent does not have any shield, and if your fight is going the way that it should be going, then your entry fragger and secondary fragger should have people either cracked or low by the time that you get into the fight because you were laying down cover fire to help them get a little bit closer. So you're really only there to help kind of finish the fight and clean things up and make sure that your teammates don't go down. And with the hammer points, you are going to be able to do that very effectively because everybody should just be roughly around health or only have a small amount of shields left. And the Mozambique is also a very consistent weapon. When it's doing shield damage, it does hit for 45s almost every single time if you're hitting center mass. The other shotguns are a little bit inconsistent from time to time, but the Mozambique can do so much damage and a lot of people forget how good it actually is. Trust me, with this setup, it does not matter if you are in close, medium, or long range, you will be able to support your team no matter what. Now, I do understand that some people might not want to play with the Mozambique. Either they just don't like the playstyle of it, or they don't like the feel of it. I understand that. Hammer points are a little bit different and it does take some getting used to. So if you are that type of person and you don't want to use the Beak, then you could use a Mastiff or a PK. I don't recommend the Eva because you don't actually want to be up close in someone's face as a support because you don't have any escape tools. You want to have some form of distance so that you can kind of get away if you need to. And the Mastiff and the PK are just a little bit better at that. But let me know your favorite weapon combo in the comments down below. And if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching once again, 8 Second Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.